and how we get to move this volume, because we're paid on volume. That money comes because lots of people choose to buy stuff, right? So we have this wonderful stuff and people choose to buy it. Now they wouldn't go on buying it if it wasn't fantastic. And some of you I've never met or never seen, and so you don't know anything about me, and I started my journey in this company through the products. I just had a really, really bad skin, and I suffered with skin cancer for a long time, and I used a lot of different products in order to try and help my skin be more comfortable. Nothing worked, actually. I just spent a lot of money. But when I found the new skin products, when I came across these products on my hairdresser's counter, it was like, okay, what is this stuff? I'm going to use it. And I used it, and literally within days I could see differences. And then I have a very inquiring mind, and I wanted to find out why. You know, how does this stuff work? In fact, is it good for me? Does it do? You know, I know it's making a result, but what does it actually do? And so my starting point in the company was the fact that I used the stuff. And because it made a difference, people started looking at me and asking me what I'd done. And I guess, the difference it made to me was really profound, and I knew that there were a lot of other people with challenges, because lots of people we know have eczema and, you know, skin problems and psoriasis and saggy this and soggy that and various other problems, or challenges, not our problems these days, but challenges that they would like to overcome if they knew how. So I also had a really good look, and in those days, this is 22 years ago, we used to have to get everything by fax from the company. So if we wanted any information, we'd send a little request off, and then the fax machine would churn in the night, and you'd go and look at all these screens of stuff. And I discovered something that I think it's if you understand the concept of new skin, because in those days we only had 14 products. And what I wanted to do today was to take some of you are brand new. Who's brand new, really? In the last 6 months, been in business for the last 6 months. Okay, great. So you understand the excitement of the age-lock technology and how amazing that is, and you can do half a face with galvanic, and you can prove and demonstrate, yeah, all that stuff. Brilliant. Well, we could do that 14 years ago with basic products. That's how good they were. And I thought today that what I would do was try and give you the overview or the understanding of what new skin is really doing from the perspective of health and wellness with their basic stuff, okay? Because in fact, this business is all about lots of things, but one of them is about redirecting spending, just changing what you're buying now to what the stuff that you use now and buy at retail from somebody, to actually buying a wholesale from your own company. So when you think about all of the things that you use in your home on a daily basis, all of that stuff, anything you put on your body, down your throat, not from food, but certainly from supplementation, all of that stuff is product. That when we duplicate that and show people how they can use it around the world, they literally will go on buying it because it is so good. So that's where your volume comes from, your commission. So I looked at this, and basically, this is what new skin does. You can go, this is what I look like. These are, just so you know, they're lots of dried apricots. Put in a jar, how many years ago? 17? 15, no. How many years these ones? 6. About 6 years ago. They were stuck in a jar, out of an apricot packet, clearly. Same in here. And this is in Johnson's baby oil with added vitamin E. And this is in a humectant product, a product that attracts moisture from the skin. And I don't know about you, but which skin would you like? Because literally, when we use these products, if you use them when you're young, you will never dehydrate and lose the moisture in your skin. But the fact is that if we use these products, we can reverse that aging from the perspective of being able to hydrate. So I got very simple information. I have a very small brain, can only focus on a few things at a time. I said, what is it that this does? And it literally can take you from a raisin back to a grape. Right, fantastic. How do you do that? How simple is that, right? So when people ask me what I was doing, I go, I'm rehydrating. I'm going back to a grape again, you know, because I was quite impressed by all that. And I realised that most of us, I know this is probably very obvious, but most of us are born perfect. 99.9% of us come into this world perfect, don't we? Beautiful baby skins, gorgeous, everything's fantastic. By the time they're 6 weeks, many babies have got a challenge. They've got something happening in their skin. Whether it's a little bit of psoriasis, a little bit of eczema, a little bit of something, a little bit of cradle cap, it's not so perfect now. And the reality is that they have started doing something or allowing something's happening to them to create that. Because they were perfect 6 weeks ago, right? Now it could be something in the food or whatever, but to a huge extent it's actually what mothers are using on their skin topically. And they're doing the very best thing they can for their babies because they love them to bits. And when they come home with their packets of Johnson's baby stuff, and I mention that because it's actually a fact, they are using this stuff and literally it is starting to create imbalance in their body, and their body gets sick right from the beginning, from the skin perspective. Now, what I'm going to do today is I'm going to show you a very important thing about the skin. You see, when New Skin started, there were 5 of them, and they said, we're going to start this company. It's going to be about health for the skin and health for aging and health for inside out. And we have to use the best products. And the best products actually were things that had no harmful ingredients in them. So instead of filling things up with beeswax and borax and alcohol and the harsh alcohol and waxes and sealing the skin and coating it, that's when your skin starts to get sick. You've got the biggest organ of your body, literally, is the skin. And so whatever we do to it is going to impact it. And when you use oils and waxes, which is what we do with skin care, we get some skin care when we're, in our 20s or 25 or so. Mum gives us some Christmas present, we get skin care. And in actual fact, what happens then, the challenge really starts because of what is in those ingredients. So New Skin took all of the harmful things out. What a novel thing to do. You create a product that didn't have anything harmful in it. Isn't that amazing? Yeah. And put in ingredients that actually would make a difference. And one of the big things that we impress upon people to just get this little understanding of it is that if you have a balanced skin, bearing in mind that we're all born perfect, I'm going to show you a little bit of science there. My science teacher would be so impressed because I never listened to a thing in science at school. But if we look at a pH scale, and this is the balance of the skin, our skin is balanced, our skin sits in an acidic level. We're right down here at about 4.5 to 5.5 in here. That's where our skin is healthy. Is that not right, Dr. Johnson? Thank you. Okay, now water is about 7. So anytime you get water on your skin, your pH in your skin will change a little bit. Who's got a swimming pool? You've got a swimming pool? Okay. Do you have to make sure that the pH is correct or it goes green and revolting? Exactly. So when we use water on our skin, it'll upset the acid mantle just a little bit. Now why is that important? Because if the acid mantle of our skin is upset, it can't emit toxins and it can't draw moisture from the air. It's got to get balanced again. How does it do that? Well, God had it right. He's got a way that you rebalance, so that's good. And over time, over 24 hours or so, a few hours, our body will rebalance. But then we have another shower, don't we? And what's worse, we use something on our skin that is really at a very high level, a very high pH level. That means this skin gets very alkaline and then it can't be healthy. The swimming pool's really green and bloody, okay? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you about, so that you can get an understanding without knocking anybody's products here, but I've got some stuff that I'm going to use because I would honestly have thought that if you were buying products that said skincare, wonderful, safe for babies, whatever, it would be good for you. Now, where's Michael? I need Michael, please. Okay, here we go, Michael. Now, the reason I'm going to ask Michael to do this because when Michael started using these products some time ago, he used to have a real challenge with his skin. I need an arm. That's what I need, Michael's arm. And I'm going to show you what happens. Have I got some water yet? Yes, I have. Thanks so much.
Spray bottle?
Oh, I've got a spray bottle. Where is it?
The brown one. The brown one.
Thanks so much. Oh, that helps. That's fine. Thanks so much. There we go. Okay, thank you very much. Okay. Right. So we're going to see how... Well, he's got a very long arm, but it's also good for all these, so just stand there, please. Okay. So we're going to see... no, I want you this side. Thank you very much. Oh, sorry, I don't care. I'm left-handed, I have to look at this way. So I think we might need both, by the way, the amount of soaps we've got. I've got to talk very fast, I'm not nearly long enough. Okay, so let's just have a look at Michael's skin. Is he pH balanced? Okay. Does that look, you might not be able to see from this far back, but you'll be able to see that. Can you see that? Look, he's sitting perfectly, 4.5 to 5.5. He's sitting in there, got a lovely, healthy skin. He can... It can all function properly and work, okay? Whoops. Okay, so we're going to try some skincare. And I'm going to start with New Skin's product. If I can find it here. Just one moment, sorry, it's on the glass. I'm going to start with it because we tested every product in New Skin, and I can tell you that they are all pH balanced for the skin, except for one of them, and when I asked why that wasn't, and it's actually the shaving, the Epic foams, you have it here, shaving one? Yeah, whatever. It's a little bit higher because you get a better pluck, you get a better shave, because I ask every question. Okay, so here we go. So I'm going to see, this is skincare, this is a body bar that is not a soap, we don't use soap, New Skin doesn't use soap, but it's a body bar, and you will see that if you use that on your body, it's going to be completely balanced. So whether that's on your face or on your body, it's a product that's balanced. So that's good. So I thought, okay, well, let's just see what other things are. So if I take a product here, this looks quite interesting. What's this one? Oh, it's fresh, antibacterial. Oh, look, for the good health of your skin, long-lasting protection. I'd buy that, wouldn't you, if you read that in the supermarket? Jolly good. Right, let's buy that. Let's try this one. Nice one, and we'll see how that is for the skin. Now, there's a bit of a challenge there because poor old Michael's arm at that point, and he was saying that when we used to do this a lot in test, he would have a red reaction immediately. He would have his whole arm with the challenges. So if you're up here, it is so harsh and alkaline, it's actually as bad as Jif. We forgot to bring the Jif today, but you may as well just put Jif, because Jif has got that pH. It's quite abrasive, cleaning up. All right, well, maybe they're not all that bad. Let's try another one. I bought one from the Savoy Hotel. I haven't got it with me, sadly, but you have no idea what that room cost for the night. And the soap was so bright blue, it was unbelievable. Okay, so let's take another one very quickly. This is a very special one because it's very special for babies, and we really want to protect them a lot. So we'll just see how they go. Okay, and we'll do one more because I could go through, and what I want you to do is I don't want to knock other people's products. I want to just show you why we can't have healthy skins. There's no need to have skin challenges. It's just, I don't know, 99% of every person I've shown this product to, if they've used them correctly, have had a healthy skin. And that's regardless of what they started with, whether they were, oh, this is, oh my goodness. Now, I think it's probably $50 or $60 soap. 68? Oh. 68. Okay. Now, what's happening here is that this part of the skin is going to be imbalanced. It'll get back after a while. It'll start to, kind of get back into where it should be. But we could sort it by balancing it. So we'll just take the New Skin soap that's not a soap, and we'll just literally take his skin back to where it should, because we don't want him to have a sad arm. No. So, when we talk to people about, having a healthy skin, this is about skin health. At that point, it's not necessarily about beauty, it's about health of the skin. So there you are, look at that. You're all back to that, right. Isn't that perfect? Okay, thank you so much. Okay, give him a clap, isn't he good? Okay, what I want to do now, we've got very, very limited time, but I know that a lot of you, and we get very excited about Galvanic Spa, this fantastic technology, and we can do a demonstration with it, and we can prove to someone immediately that our product works. But I'm going to do some demonstrations today. I've got two lovely ladies to help me. Mark, if you and Lizzie could come up. I want to choose somebody from the audience, please, who hasn't used the products and would be happy to share half their face with me. Who would like to have... Come along a bit, okay. In fact, I need about 3 of you. So who else hasn't ever tried anything and is game to come up? Look, see, New Zealand is wonderful. Okay, great, come on up. How about... now, if I put you over there with Mark, we'll deal to you with a mug. Now, see, I'll put you over here, please. The lady, what's your name? Sharon. Sharon, come over. That's right. Yeah, here. I'm going to need one more, but shortly, so we'll just get started with this for a start. Okay. Someone's right. Look, we'll put a little penny on you so you don't get sort of covered in. You've got to remember that you've got one chance really to get people to understand this. They'll go, oh well, is it any good? Or what are you trying to sell me something maybe? Or they might love what they use. They might think what they use is fine. but they've got challenges often. So when you're doing a demonstration, it can be very useful to use something that will give you a powerful result. And what we're going to do today is we're going to use some products that are just from the general skin care range. And New Skin, I don't know if you know, stands for nutrition for the skin. That was the name that they gave the company. So those first products that we had out, and the ones that I'm going to use today, are ones that have been around and kept on for years, but you may not have ever used them, and I think it's probably a good idea for you to know about them. So first of all, what Marge is going to do is she's going to put what we call a glacial marine mud on, is it James? Okay, on James. She don't only ever do half someone's face. If you're showing this product to people, you must only ever do half their face, or half whatever you're doing, because they need to understand the power of it, and they can't do that if both sides just feel great. You know, you'll just see that it's just good. So Marge is going to apply half of this glacial marine mud, and what Liz is going to do here with Sharon, okay, is she's going to put a facelift on, and what facelift does is it tightens and tones. Now, it's a little bit like when we do a galvanic, we get a massive result. It does it in a different way. It's not driving ingredients into the skin, it's giving your face a workout. It's actually taking your face to the gym. Now, when you have that on, Sharon, you're not going to be able to talk, move, understand. It's going to feel horrid. So I'm just warning you. And you're going to sit very still, like a very good girl, and no, you don't have to keep to move, but your face is going to get really tight. And if you're going to apply this to people, you know, tell them that. Say, look, your face is going to get really tight. It might even feel a little bit uncomfortable. If it's itchy, stick your finger on it where it's itching, you know, just sort of. But it's a fabulous product, so they need to have confidence that it's going to be okay, but you just need to tell them that, I think. And I don't make them laugh. I don't, it's mean to make anyone laugh when you've got that on. It's done. So we can all just you'll see the difference in her skin as it starts to do its work. So you paint it. What Marge is doing is using this mud that literally will draw 40 times its weight in toxins out of the skin. And this is one of New Skin's first key products, and it was brought to them by a very elderly gentleman who lived in Nova Scotia, so northwest, right at the northwest coast of America. And he lived around an area where there was a huge glacial mud sort of tip. It came down every year, the water and the mountains and the ice would melt down into this estuary. And twice a day the sea would come in and out, and this mud was incredibly, they tried to make pottery and so on, it was just too fine. It's the finest colloidal clay in the world. You can look all this stuff up if you like. The bottom line was that he went to New Skin with it. He said, I believe you're working and with a view to really helping people with their skin. The people who live in this area have the most beautiful skins you've ever seen. They bathe in this stuff. And they got the rights to glacial marine mud years and years ago. And one of the things that I think is amazing with this product is that it will draw anything out of the skin. We have seen, and I'm going to talk quite a bit about stories. I've seen glass come out of her face. My son-in-law, we painted it on his head, he went through a car windscreen years before I met him. He knew the glass was in there because he could feel it still. So we used mud on the top of his head, and sure enough, the glass came out. I've seen it on, I think probably one of the first things that was the most powerful for me ever was that I had heard that it would draw out anything when we were using it. But my daughter, who rides a lot of horses, put it on her face one day and was just did a mud, it's good for your skin. And she called to me and she said, Mum, come have a look at this, come see. And we're looking in the basin, and I'm looking in the basin, and it's water clearly, but I had no idea what I was seeing on the top of it because I couldn't see the water. And I'm sort of going, I said, what is it? And she said, well, Mum, I think it's hair. I think it's come out of my face. I said, really? Ridiculous. I said, when did you clip those horses? She said, about 3 days ago, 4 days ago. And I said, Are there any hairdressers in the room? Does anyone here work with hair?
Yes.
Is it true to say that you get it stuck everywhere?
Yes.
Everywhere, anywhere there's an orifice, it's coming in, I tell you. I have had more people come listen to these products when I've told that story about anything because they know it's true. It's ingrown hairs it gets in. You put that mud on anything, it's coming out. So for the fact of acne and skin challenges, it is an amazing product. If you haven't used it, get it. Your skin feels like silk. We didn't have all of these amazing products that we have now for skin challenges, like acne and challenges that people are getting in their teenage years. So we would use the mud, and it was always, we'd have fantastic results. These days we've got a lot more products. But you know, for those of you who are starting off in this business, this is a very inexpensive way to really make an impact. What Liz is doing and what Sharon's got on her face, and it's just tightening away and doing its thing, and you'll be able to see the difference later when she washes it off. But I think there's about probably 40 or 50 facelifts in a jar. Would that be right? Probably to those of you, yeah, I mean, you literally just paint it on every now and then and, you know, start at the bottom. Make sure that you come in under the eye this way, because the eye muscle comes this way, and you can paint it everywhere. Marge has left a space around the eye a little bit, you know, yeah, so that with the mud, but with the eye you come right up here with the facelift. And then you just leave it to get really hard. And so we'll leave her sort of going at the moment. And this will dry out. Now what will happen is that over time when it gets completely dry, it will then, you'll see these little black spots, which is excess oil usually that's coming out. I've actually seen a spot hit the wall, I promise you I did. It just like that. But yeah. It was very exciting. And I think there are so many little tricks that I can share with people to help them. We know that facelift, we can use it in a way that will literally draw blackheads out of the face. Now, what that does for someone who's struggling with a skin and a challenge is go, oh, well, that fixed that. That's great. You use mud on shoulder areas or the body where, especially men, sometimes get very hot and sweaty and they're getting spots in areas that aren't very comfortable for them. It's perfect stuff for them to use. So I wanted to talk about those products. Now, what Marge has also done is put, what have you put on there? Polishing peel. So she's used, how many people have used polishing peel? Okay, some of you have. This is exactly the same as microdermabrasion. Exactly the same. Clinically trialed to prove that this is like having your face with, what is it, iron filing, sand, diamond file, whatever you do when you do all that thing off the top of your face. Sandpaper, yeah. Can't go out in the sun for a week, it's not a good look. I think when New Skin brought the polishing peel out, and we could see the difference, that it gently, literally in 10 minutes, will do the same as microdermabrasion. The difference in one's skin is really quite extraordinary, and it's noticeable. Marge has just put it on the hand here, and if you're demonstrating, it's probably not dry, you wait until it balls up. You know, if you have people have a chance to experience a product, they will probably be interested. And I've got really cold hands, you're lovely warm, I just hold it. So we wait till you just literally spread it on, you stick it on the hand, or wherever you want to put it. You can put it on the leg, you put it on the face if you like, in a patch. But when, it's not dry enough yet, but when it starts to kind of ball up gently, then you can just gently move it off your face or off whatever area you've put it on. Bearing in mind you're still often doing a demonstration at this point. You're going to use it properly, but you know, if you were doing it on someone, you want them to be able to look at their hand and go, wow, that's amazing. Yep, that's why there's a business opportunity. Yeah. Think people want to know about that? Absolutely. So it's not quite dry yet. Where are we up to with this one? Have you done the hand with the... Okay, I want to show you another little tip that is, or one that can be useful for demonstrating. It's not quite ready yet, I don't think. I want to show you transformation, which is this wash. Now, I have done this in the Dorchester Hotel in London because this woman was so desperate to see if this product worked. I said, well, look, I've only got this, and I've got one of my pearls. She said, what does a pearl do? I said, well, it plumps it all up, makes it look much better. She said, well, I need to see it. So I swept this, is absolutely dry, took it out, and I did this on her hand. What have you done with that one?
This has got loofah and pearls.
Oh, good on you. I want a new hand. Who hasn't ever tried anything and wants it? Do you want to come? Come on then. Come along, I'll get your chair. Yeah, can you go to that chair, I think?
Sure.
No, come on, you can come here and stand up. You've got legs, that's the way. Have you tried these before? Brilliant. Have you looked? Oh, you're a treat, aren't you? Do you know, 22 years in this business, when we used to start this, we would literally, everybody in the audience would get something on a hand, would get an experience, because when you skin it, you actually get quite excited. No, she's got a perfect hand, she hasn't got a wrinkle on it. That's not really very fair for me, is it? You really have to try it. But this is what I did in the Dorchester. It's frightfully posh, but you know, didn't matter, I just... And we'll do this. What did you use on that one when you did that?
The front?
Yep.
Pearls?
Right up the arm.
No, in the bad bits.
Perfect. So I'm just going to do this, just wash it around a little bit, and then we're going to do. And then I'm going to do it again, which is very, there's a reason, which is very good for me.
Tail behind you.
Yeah. And you do, you use it right up on the fingernails, on the fingers and around, his hands, look at that. Because from a demonstration point of view, you're going to get a chance for her to be looking at her hand for the next day or so. Okay, and we just wash it off. Now, if you look already, put your hands already out.
Yes.
Okay, see the difference? Now, if you choose to, where am I going, something? You see the difference already. Now, she's got a beautiful young hand, she doesn't have a line really, and you never have to age, you're so lucky you're here. Yeah. Well done, Claire. They look great. These little magical pearls, how many of you have used these? This is one of the more expensive products at the top of the range, and what it does is it builds elastin in our skin. It creates elastin content. And you know, we've got collagen, which is the building blocks of the skin. You've got an elastin, which holds, it's the elasticity. And this product, there is nothing in the world like this product. We have the rights to this product as far as, certainly through Network Marketing Company. The woman who developed it also sells a bit of it, but basically she brought it to us because she knew we would move so much volume. And if you use a pearl and you massage it around the fingers and around about, I think this is about, I suppose it's how much of a cost? Is it about $2 demonstration? $4 demonstration? Well, if you had a customer for life because of it, and maybe someone who said, I really want to do this as a business because you've done this, you think that would be quite powerful?
Yes.
I was going to do, well, how's our time? Are we out? No? Oh, we're all right, aren't we? Okay, excellent.
Found you some more.
You haven't cut the apple.
Oh, that's hopeless. Right, Lizzie, cut that up, would you please? And would you take the mirrors out so that they can see later? This is such simple stuff that you can do. I used to literally bring somebody into my bathroom to show them this, and I would spray the mirror in front of them with water on one side and with our moisture mist, our humectant mist spray. You know all the stuff, right? You've heard it for years. And it was extraordinary because within a few, well, certainly 10 minutes, half an hour, the mirror would be completely dry where the water had been sprayed. And that would be the same with an avian spray or an expensive, you know, those ones you buy. And moisture mist, it won't dry. It's still on the mirror days later. It doesn't dry because it's always attracting moisture from the air. And that's what your skin needs. So there you are, lovely.
Thank you.
Put them out together. Yeah, would you go for a walk up and down? That's good. Thank you. Okay. And I want to do we have room for, have I got time for one more face? Lizzie was going to
That's
do one
amazing.
do that one, yeah.
You can see
Is there anyone else who
Yeah.
hasn't tried this?
It's just flat.
You need to show those over the hand.
Yes.
That's all those bits come off.
Perfect. How does it look? How does it feel? Oh, he's liking it. Isn't that wonderful? Okay. Right. Let me have a look. Oh yeah, that's all right. Yes, fine. Okay, so this is what's come off. This is what's come off James's hand. Now, of course, it's dead skin, and you're going to do that whenever you know. The dead skin that's broken. Just as an aside, if Marge hadn't rubbed that off his hand, it still could have been washed off within 10 minutes because the pumpkin enzyme in that will break the bonds that hold that dead skin on. So it doesn't have to be that a rubbing situation. I love it because I feel like I'm really getting into something, but it's not compulsory to do that. Thanks, Don. Did you put lemon on that?
Yep.
I think with the whole idea at the beginning we were going to show you about oxidization and how when we cut an apple in half, if we use antioxidants and put a little bit of lemon juice on it, then you're not going to have the aging because this one is just going to start oxidizing and dying right from now. Are there antioxidants in our product? Absolutely. Do we need them? Absolutely. Okay, I'm going to... Right, and the girls, because they're way ahead of me, as you can see, have put some products on some water on the mirrors. So you've got water or the moisture mist. You'll be able to come up and have a look at it in the break. I want to very quickly, I'm going to do a face here with a pearl. What's your name? Okay? Oh, that's nice. Yeah. I'm going to just do a half-face demonstration with a pearl, because you can do that. It's lovely when you get a chap to do it as well, because you don't even have to take anything off their face. So they haven't got makeup on. I can have a clean one. Okay, I can have some water. Is that clean water? Can I have that? Good.
James, go freedom.
I have seen this demonstration done, literally not even washing the face, literally just taking a pearl and doing it on the face. In fact, maybe I won't even wash your face, I'll just do it like that so you can see how easy it is. Someone goes, well, does that stuff work, or really, would it really make a difference? I'm going to show you. So, this is the True Face Essence Ultra. We just pat it on. I'm actually going to hit you a little bit. Just gently, but you know. You're brave, aren't you? Okay. Because it actually helps stimulate the face as well. People, have any of you seen this being done? Have you used this demonstration? Have you tried this? Okay. And what we're going to do is we're going to use it like, I'm just putting both my hands on you, I'm just pretending you're my son, okay? And you just start to work it up the face. And so what happens when you massage here is you're actually opening up the lymph. There's an area of lymph here, you've got little lymph nodes around the side as well, and you're actually starting to move it. And you're just coming in, and you're using your fingers like a galvanic spa. So you're doing that same movement. And up. Now, seriously, if you had a couple of pearls on you and someone said, okay, you just show me, can you promise me you can show me? Yeah, absolutely. And you just did this demonstration. If it works, if it doesn't, we're in big trouble, right? But what if it does? You know, what if it really does make a difference and people can feel that difference? This is working at the cellular level. We're talking about epigenetics now. We're actually talking about it going in and actually working right in front of your eyes. James is having a lovely time over there. He's just having a little sit there with his face starting to dry. Sharon, how are you getting on? You're ever so good. Well done. No, I'm not talking to you. Don't talk. So you can do this for a few minutes, and it's quite nice, really, isn't it? Having a lovely time. And seriously, you don't get enough stroking, do you, anyway? It's pretty likely that people are going to refuse to just have a little bit of a, you know, it's nice. In a minute, I'm going to put on a video for you because I don't think many of you perhaps understand about our Epic range. There's, you know, a lot of what you're going to learn about these products is through experience, but it's also getting time, isn't it, to look and check out and listen to things. And so we're going to put on just a 6-minute video about the gentleman behind our Epoch range. And he had been approached by so many people, other companies, to get them to make, he's an ethnobotanist, and they wanted him to make products for them that they could make money out of. And every time he asked them, what will you give back to where I find these products, where I source these products, what will you give back to the people, where I get my information? And they said, well, we don't need to give anything back. It's just plants and stuff. You can just come and tell us, you know, what to use and make a product, and then we'll make money. And so he refused them all until news came to him, and he asked the same question. They said, of course, we expect to. That's why we want to do it. We want to be able to give back to Indigenous people and help. So I'm going to put on a video. Maybe we can do that right now, actually, Dev, so that by the time it's done, we'll be able to wash this off and so on. How are we going? Yeah. So you could do this for about 5 minutes. Can anybody see a difference now? Mm-hmm. Yeah?
Yeah. Yeah.
If you get a sense of really what this company's about and who we are and what we're doing, you can feel really, really proud of it, and you can feel very confident to talk to people about it. Every single product works. They have spent $2 billion on researching anything in our range. If they put it in there, it's got to be 100%. A few years ago, they pulled a product when it was almost at production point, and I've been looking forward to it for ages, because it was a product you put into your mouth and it just went foaming up, and I'm terribly lazy with the teeth, and I thought it would be brilliant to fix the teeth. And it never came onto the market. They test on their families, and it's all tested on people, of course. And they test on their families and staff. And one of the staff had said to me, we've got this fantastic product coming in. So I knew about it. And it never came up. And I said to one of the scientists, why didn't we get that product? He said it was only 99%. I said, you've got to be joking. You pulled it because it was only 99%. He said, it has to be 100%, or we will not put it up. So they know that every product will do what we say it will do. Now, Paul has developed these ethnobotanical products, like glacial marine mud, which is just about ready to come off you now. If you can you see that this is all dry now and it can come off? Now, if we wanted to, we could literally keep it, we could give it a squirt with whatever the bottle is. I've got a squirty bottle here. It doesn't matter. And I would just spray it again, and that could keep on drawing it for hours. You could keep it wet. I kept it wet once on a really bad eczema problem for about 8 hours. And we just kept it wet and kept it plugged and so on. And that eczema was gone in 3 days. So it's interesting. We can get that off now. Where's Marge? You can take that off. Where's poor Sharon? How's she going? Is she completely stuck?
What's it like on psoriasis?
So yeah, I mean, if you get the skin healthy, you probably won't have the same problem. Because I get asked a lot about all of these different skin challenges, that I'm not a doctor. I'm certainly not going to go and give, I don't talk in that way. But I know that if you can give your skin what it needs in order to be healthy, then a lot of those challenges can go. And we didn't have the nutritionals in the early days when I was working with it, although they're very, very helpful. But that's another whole, training session and so on. But I want you to just understand that these products are the epic ones here. The glacial marine mud, this is a firewalker foot cream. This is for tired, aching feet. It's the one Paul talks about for taking inflammation. You use it on a headache, sore joints, sore muscles. It's a brilliant product. Now, why would you use that? Well, A, because it works, but secondly, every single time we buy one of these products, 25 cents US, goes back to help the people where this product was sourced. So the glacial marine mud has been, we have raised many, hundreds of thousands of dollars for a cure, to find a cure for EB. It's a childhood disease called epidermolysis bullosa, where literally children have no connective tissue in their their skin breaks apart. They call them butterfly children. It's the most incredibly painful, horrendous disease. And usually, children don't live till past about 14 or 15. And when they die, there's 75% open wounds. It's a horrendous thing, and no company has ever taken on to develop a product because there's no money in it. There aren't enough of those children to warrant developing a cure. And I think this is incredibly important, and that's why you need to know about it. So if you use the mud and tell people about the mud, everybody benefits. This is a tired, aching feet. We built an aerial walkway in Samoa as a result of this product sales. This it supports the whole island's infrastructure with tourism because they come and they do the aerial walkway. Great. We've got a product called Ice Dancer, which I don't know if I've got here. It doesn't matter. It is for tired, aching legs and for adding strength to varicose veins. Am I going to say to you, no, you're not, your varicose veins are going to go away? I'm going to suggest you try it and use it with a galvanic spar. And when we went back to the scientists and said, this is amazing, look what's happening, they went, So they knew that if they put horse chestnut in that product, and that we'll figure it out. Because we don't make claims, but we will use the products that they put in there, that the ingredients. Oh, thank you. And this is really special. Anybody with a baby, you have to tell them about this, because their skin will remain healthy. It's a wonderful product, and babies can use it up until they're about 2, and then they can go on to use our other products, which are very safe and effective. It's called, I beg your pardon, I'm so sorry, it's called Epic Baby. It's a hibiscus hair and body wash. It's a wonderful product. Yeah, sure.
Paul, I was doing a program on TV with Johnson's, and I discovered that Johnson's baby soap was 12, and I rang the company. This is many years ago. I was a nothing person, so I am. And I said, what were they doing? And he said, nothing at the moment. I talked to Paul Cox himself, and he went to Western Samoa. There had never been dermatitis in Western Samoa. The grandmothers pick up the baby, spit on their hands, 3 hibiscus petals, rub it and wash the baby. And this is pure hibiscus petals. How did those women know it was 5'5", 8? Amazing. Okay? Takes creative people, just like that. It's fantastic.
I've got one more test. Thanks, Marge. It's so much to tell you, right? I've got one more test. because I want you to understand that if you're going to use good skincare and health for the skin, it's also got to be, if you're going to use makeup, you're going to literally just seal the skin again. Anything with oils and wax is just going to create a challenge. The only skin I couldn't get right for quite a while, I couldn't understand it. I couldn't get this person's skin right, and I said to her one day, fine anyway. She had been using a really strong Max Factor foundation on top of the products, even though she had a new skin foundation. And it just was so what you're looking at here is an expensive foundation in water. And you can come up and have a look at all this stuff, and I can try and mix that as much as I like, and it is going to sit all around that glass like glug. Now, I'm going to have to use one of those jiffy things to get it off the glass here. You put it in the dishwasher, it takes about 3 goes to get it off. That's what women put on their face, gentlemen. That's what they put on their face, and they just need to rub their face on the carpet to get it off. Because it's serious and it's stick there. This one is one that I took off a friend the other day. She paid something like $85 or something for it. It's not even going to mix. It's just going to look like that. Now, if I had my foundation, which I forgot, but if I had it and I showed you this, you would just see that it completely mixed in, absolutely beautiful. It just, oh, she's a legend. I've got 2 of them now. I just want you to see, because if you know, then it's like, you know, don't use it. Why would you use it? You don't have to age. You can look fabulous. Okay, so which one would you rather have? You know, and that's why these demonstrations are important, because most of us go, really? You know, why don't people tell us this? You know, if people go, well, why don't I know this? We just haven't been lucky enough to be told yet. In telling people, there is an opportunity to help people, to change their life, to help them look and feel better, and to make a lot of money if you want. Okay, so, James, how are you feeling? Yeah, does it feel nice? Yeah? And what you'll see if you have a good look at James, that he's quite red. He's actually got a real stimulation as well. That's just you know, circulation, blood circulation. Yeah, it feels warm, doesn't it? Yeah, it does. So he's done, and then you can have a look later. You'll see all that just fade shortly. It's just increased circulation. How's gorgeous man here? Oh, this is good. Yeah, okay. How does it feel? Any different? You can be honest. You can say yes or no, it doesn't matter. Is it, tingling. Yeah, tingling? Where's my mirror? Can take a... Just want you to have a look. Just here. Thank you. You have a look yourself, because you know your face better than anybody. You have a good look and see if you see any difference, and it's absolutely fine to say so. Yeah. There you go. Can you see any difference? But you know, that's the power of a demonstration, because everyone says their stuff's the best. Well, they're not going to say the second or third best, are they? They're going to be the best. Well, great, prove it to me, show me. You know, and we don't even have to be, you know, it's just like we have got the best stuff. And if you know that, then you can feel comfortable and confident about talking to people and certainly helping people. Thank you so much. You may go, sir, and have a look at him later, because he's, you know, see what you think. Thank you so much. Now, can you stand up here and tell us what you see and what you think about what is happening for you?
Yeah, so definitely the line in here and up on my forehead is noticeably less, not as deep.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to continue to work. She'll actually have even a better result later on. In a few hours' time, she'll even look. And you can actually, you've got sideways down now. It's excellent. Can you see how I'm here? So, you know, people don't necessarily have to do a more, have to use the galvanic to demonstrate. You can just do it with this to get the people to understand that it's, yeah.
Yeah.
And what you had done here was a liquid loofah on the body, and you just on one hand.
Yep.
Yeah. How does it feel?
Yeah, it's a lot more supple.
Yeah. It feels different, right? It feels comfortable. It feels nice. Okay, we've got 3 minutes. I want to, Martin, Lily, thank you so much for all of that help. They're both experts, by the way. That, once again, any any redness will decrease with increased circulation. But if you have somebody who's worried about that because you've done it on their face, spray some moisture mist on it and it'll just cool it down, settle it down. I want to bring Claire Dillon-Wilkin up for 1 minute, if I may. And Claire, would you just have just a minute about what your experience has been with the product? Claire, she'll tell her own story, but she's been very successful in the beauty industry. Thanks, Claire.
Hi all. Thanks so much. As Nina just introduced me, my name's Claire. I have a background in beauty therapy, obviously internationally and here in New Zealand. I was practicing beauty therapy and teaching it here in Auckland before I went up to the Bay plenty and set up a polytechnic there. And it was around about that time that I was first introduced to the products that Nina and guys have just so wonderfully shown you all. And to say it was so difficult is an understatement, because we were quite often shown different stuff and told, oh, it's wonderful, you should have a look at this. And at the time I was teaching a subject called cosmetic chemistry, so I'm learning all about stuff that's in products and whether it's really good for you or not. So I said to the lady that told me about it, show me the makeup, because the makeup always tells you if there's good stuff in there or rubbish stuff that you should let anywhere near your skin. And our makeup, I mean, isn't it? It just showed you with the foundation, just very obviously, very quickly, so skin beneficial that I personally looked at the other products and thought, these are the only products that are out there that actually stand by the claim that they're skin beneficial. So to cut a long story short, I continued being a product user for years and years and years, and now a business builder. From the strength of the products and of course the income capacity behind all that, a couple of years ago it was also brought to my attention that when I wrote this book here for teenagers about basically basic skincare principles and how to look after yourself and your skin and your hair and what have you. And it was at that time that I thought, you know, what we get to take for granted with this magic company and the products we have available are quite often not what teenagers or young people or anybody that's used other products know anything about the real basic principles. And that's what it all boils down to. So enjoy the products, I'm sure you will.
Your journey, you're just learning. It will be a wonderful experience for you. These products work, and you can feel very confident about sharing them with people and knowing that they'll thank you for it. Thank you so much for your attention.